Hello, everyone. My name is Brandon Frith, and we're the Lion Investing Society team from Loyola Marymount University. And today we're excited to pitch Lions Gate Entertainment Corporation to provide our analysis on why it's a strong buy. The agenda goes as follows. We will cover an overview of Lionsgate, present our SWOT analysis, state our investment thesis, and finish with our valuation of Lionsgate. And here's Kavan, who will do the general overview of the company.
Hi everyone, I'm Kayvon Borgani, and here's the company overview of Lionsgate. Lionsgate is in the movie and entertainment industry, and they have put out many blockbuster hits, including John Wick and The Hunger Games. And their library has over 17,000 films and TV shows. Their business is broken down into three segments, which includes their motion picture unit, which develops, produces, distributes, and exploits their content, which include revenues from their movie theaters. Next, their TV production segment pertains to the licensing of the company's content to linear TV, including cable and free television. And finally, their media network division, which includes their Stars platforms and all of their other streaming services. The net sales growth grew and had a decline in 2019, but is on a steady incline up in 2020. Next, we'll go over the competitive landscape of Lionsgate. Over the last 5 years, there's been a consumer switch from linear TV, which includes cable and free TV, to online streaming services, which led to the introduction and growth of the Stars platform. The whole entertainment industry is growing, with revenue growth projected from $2 trillion in 2020 to $2.5 trillion in 2025. In addition, the revenue from streaming services alone is projected to reach $71.2 billion in 2021, and an annual growth rate is expected to be 11%, which leads to a projection of $108 billion for the streaming industry in 2025. The user penetration is also projected to increase to be about 14.3% in 2021 and 18.2% in 2025. A fun fact about streaming services. In 2016, the average household was subscribed to about 1 to 2 streaming services, which increased in 2020 to about 3 to 4, and is also projected to increase to about 5 or 6 per household in the future. The main competition for Lionsgate and their streaming platforms is Disney and Disney Plus, Paramount with Paramount Plus, Netflix, Warner Brothers, Discovery and Discovery Plus, and MGM and MGM Epics. The thing with Star streaming platform is that they are priced very competitively to their rivals, being right in the middle, being priced at $9. Now I'm going to go over the stock performance. Lionsgate is currently trading 60% from their all-time high in 2018. In the long term, there's a positive outlook coming back from a sharp decline in performance. LGFB is behind their competitors, and we feel like they should be catching up to them because they are unfairly categorized in the movie industry, while their streaming services make up the most money for them. Also, the whole TV industry has been hit hard, and Lionsgate doesn't have really any access to TV advertising. But then again, most of their revenue comes from their streaming services. Now I'm going to go back to Brandon for the SWOT analysis.
So I'll begin with the strengths. Lionsgate has strong diversification, and this is seen in their content creation, distribution, licensing deals, and direct-to-consumer platforms. Lionsgate is also the creator, owner, and distributor of films such as The Hunger Games and The Twilight, which rank among the highest-grossing films in North America. In addition, through the Pantaya platform, Lionsgate created the first-ever streaming service for movies in Spanish, which is one way that Lionsgate has sought to reach broader audiences. In terms of the weaknesses, linear television and free television have been on a steady decline in the past 5 years as consumers have shifted to streaming services. Lionsgate has some licensing deals with TV channels that allow them to stream their content. So if the linear TV channels aren't doing well, it'll impact their business. However, Lionsgate doesn't have any exposure to TV advertisement, just licensing deals, which is great for them. And as a movie business, Lionsgate is a part of the cyclical sector, making their business susceptible to macroeconomic changes, In addition, they have limited involvement within big banner or big name films. And for the opportunities, we've identified the Stars Network as their biggest opportunity, which is their premium cable and satellite television network. It is one of the most widely distributed and fastest growing OTT services, which is any media service that provides streaming of video content like TVs and movies. And as one of the fastest growing OTT services in the world, Stars International premium service expands to more than 50 countries throughout Japan, Europe, India, Canada, and Latin America. Through Stars, we believe that Lionsgate has the perfect opportunity to expand on their international growth. They also maintain high margin monetization of their library content. And based on Lionsgate growth potential, we can foresee a potential acquisition by a larger company, which is a great sign. In terms of threats, due to the current restrictions of the pandemic, we anticipate that pent-up demand for other leisure activities may slow down sales. And they also have reputable competitors in the film entertainment market. In addition, the age of streaming services seems to be in full effect, which has brought many competitors to fight for market share within this market. But we see this as a positive because it will encourage Lionsgate to continue to be competitive and innovative.
All right, and now we'll go over our investment thesis, which revolves around 4 different points. The first one being the Stars platform. Stars has averaged 24% year-over-year subscriber growth, and they have a recurring revenue of just under $9 a month with room for expansion with premium content. This provides a high margin and a very predictable cash flow business. The second point is their valuable film catalog. With over 17,000 films and TV slates, there's a lot of room for expansion and a lot of room for new consumers. They also have a lot of high margin licensing deals in this category. We also see that they have a strong 2021 pipeline. There's a huge demand for content brought on by COVID-19, which we do not see decreasing in future years. And they're currently shooting 39 TV shows, and there's 5 films in post-production and 109 films in development and pre-production. We also believe that they're a potential acquisition target. We believe that they're undervalued with an enterprise value of $5.99 billion. And in 2018, CBS put down an unofficial bid of $5 billion for the Stars platform.
So here's our valuation. Here's our model, which implies a share price of $17 and $14.78 using a perpetuity growth and terminal value approach. And both are well above the current share price and offer a healthy margin of safety. So to touch on some of our assumptions, in 2021, we expect their motion picture segment to be hit the hardest, primarily due to industry-wide production halts and theater closures. So we expect that unit to be down 40%. And then in 2022 and 2023, we expect revenue to return to rapid growth when theaters reopen, as well as they have some big time hits, including John Wick 4, Knives Out, and others coming out in those years. And a good example of the revenue that can be generated from a single film is John Wick 3, which generated $325 million from the box office. And that doesn't include all the other ways of exploiting films, and that includes electronic sell-through, TV contracts, licensing, and so forth. And beyond 2025, we conservatively estimate a 3.5% growth rate until 2030, whereafter we estimate a 1.5% growth into perpetuity. And in terms of margins, we expect gradual expansion as they have already announced cost-cutting initiatives. And during the height of the pandemic, they laid off 15% of their film division, as well as they've agreed to produce lower budget films. And we believe that our estimates allow for tremendous upside if Lionsgate is able to grow ARPU, their subs, or if they have any additional box office hits. So here's a look at some fairly recent transactions, with the largest being the Viacom-CBS merger last year. And we foresee further consolidation in the industry, and that Lions Gate is a perfect acquisition target for a lot of the streaming services, just due to the amount of content they have, as well as their growth internationally. And so here is our sum of parts model, where we broke it down by their 3 business segments. And so the motion picture segment, which includes the distribution revenue from theaters and all different film exploitation, we implied a 10 times multiple. On the TV segment, and that's linear TV and basic cable, we implied a 5 times EV to EBITDA multiple. And then the media networks, which includes Stars and all their other streaming services, is the most valuable, which we implied a 17 times multiple. And that gives us about a $5.8 billion valuation on just the streaming services that they own, which is about 16% upside from their last unofficial bid. And we believe that is justified, given that the Stars platform has only grown since then. So here's the summary of our sum of parts model. We arrived at a $23 a share price, and that implies a 77% upside from their current value, which we believe furthers our case that Lionsgate is undervalued.
And this brings us to our recommendation, which is a buy recommendation with a price target of $18, which is a 50% upside with the current price. To quickly recap our rationale, they have a rapidly growing streaming service in Stars. They have a huge film catalog. There is a huge demand for content right now, and they have a very diversified revenue stream. Some reasons we would change our price target or our recommendation: the global adoption of Stars is worse than anticipated. Movie theaters do not return due to COVID-19. Content costs are exceeding revenue, and then the change in consumer habits regarding streaming services and linear TV. Thank you so much.